Hey everybody, Cassandra Von Worsley here, your focus coach, author, speaker, and you can always find me at CassandraVon.com. You can find me on Instagram at the Cassandra Von, and you can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/She Runs the Show, which by the way is the name of my podcast that is devoted to helping women entrepreneurs have both businesses that thrive and relationships that rock. So find me at facebook.com/She Runs the Show. So it is time to have a get it together talk. What do you do when people underestimate you? This is one of my favorite topics because I cannot tell you how many times in my life thus far, and I'm sure there will be more, where I have been underestimated, counted out, told that I would never amount to anything, that I've ruined my life, or that I'm simply not enough, either through action or through words. And I don't know about you, but when those moments come, oftentimes they come as an emotional gut punch. Oftentimes they come when I'm least expecting them. Oftentimes they come from people that I don't expect to get that kind of feedback from. And there's no way to put it nicely. It throws me for a loop. I don't know if it throws you for a loop. It knocks me down for a little bit. And I want to talk about, and I'm going to call this a get it together talk, because I want to talk about what do you do when you have people in your life who underestimate you. They underestimate your ability to succeed. They underestimate your ability to adapt. They underestimate your ability to handle criticism. They underestimate your intelligence. They underestimate just anything good that you're working on in your life, and they underestimate you. What do you do? I'll tell you what I do, and I'll tell you what I work on doing, because I think they're different. When I get an emotional gut punch like that, the first thing I do is get really pissed off. Really, really, like I don't even need to talk because every word that's going to come out of my mouth is going to be an F-bomb pissed off. Okay. So the first thing that I do naturally, instinctively, is I get pissed off. And then the second thing that happens is I get hurt, because anger really is hurt geared in, right? Like if you really think about why we get angry, underneath all of that anger typically is hurt. And so first I get angry, then I get hurt, then I start to ask myself questions like, how did I contribute to this? How did I cause this? If I'm the common denominator, what have I been doing or not doing that caused this? So then I introspect, right? I get pensive. So I go from anger to hurt to pensive. And then I just allow things to be what they are. I allow myself to feel everything, the pain, the grief, the sadness, the anger, like all of those emotions start swirling around like they're in a soup. And I allow myself to feel that way. And then I usually say it's time for me to go to bed, right? Because sleep sort of allows the vibration, the negativity to go dormant. And before I go to sleep, I always say to myself, when I wake up, I'm going to know exactly what to do. When I wake, I always say before I go to bed on a shitty night like that, I go to bed saying, when I wake up tomorrow, I'm going to know exactly what to do. And then I typically go to sleep, and then I wake up the next morning, and my first question to myself as soon as I get up is, what am I going to do next? And then I get up and take action. And I take the next action, I take the next action, with the overarching goal of consciously choosing who I want to be and who I'm choosing to show up as and what I want for my life. And I'm also at the same time, when I get up that next day, saying to myself, how much more do I want to tolerate people who underestimate me? How much more do I want to tolerate disrespect, disregard? How much more do I want to So it's not only a question of what am I going to do to improve the situation, it's also a question of looking at the people that are in my inner circle and my outer circle and asking myself, is this simply a sign that it's time for me to go where I belong. It's time for me to separate myself from people, situations, and circumstances that no longer belong with me. And so when you're dealing with people who underestimate you and people who love to point out your flaws or your weaknesses or who take you for granted, what I would say is, and this is how I approach it, feel what you feel, number one. Feel what you feel. Suppressing it or repressing it, not getting the tears out, not, beating the crap out of a pillowcase with a plastic base, that doesn't work. Number one, when people underestimate you, feel what you feel. Number two, once you're feeling what you feel, process what that means for you. Process how you're interpreting this. Process what led to this. Process your role in this. So feel what you feel, then process. And third thing is go to sleep. Get some rest, like rejuvenate, go to sleep. And then wake up the next morning. And fourth thing is take action. Take immediate, massive action. And as you're taking action, make clear, conscious decisions about whether those people who are underestimating you are members of your tribe, true, real, authentic members of your tribe, or if you're just getting information that you need to go where you belong. And oftentimes, we don't want to leave the comfort zone of where we are, even when it's painful, but the messages will keep coming till we listen. There are moments where you got to just go where you belong. And so that's the process I use when people underestimate me. People have always underestimated me. It actually serves as, it fires me up when people do that. I reel for a little bit. I cry. I get angry. I do all of that for a little bit. But you know what? Rising strong. Phoenix rising from the ashes. I'm an expert at that. And so when people underestimate me, you got one good punch in, you're not getting another one. So my advice to you in this Get It Together talk is when people underestimate you, yeah, they got in one good punch. You need to do the work of feeling it, of processing it, of sleeping on it, of waking up and taking action and making decisions about your tribe around it, and then saying to yourself, that person is never going to get that opportunity again. Never again. All right, everybody, listen. I've got a series called the Never Again 30-Day Challenge. Be sure that if you want to say never again to certain things and the way people treat you and the way that you accept certain things that are not your standard, that you look out for that. I will certainly post that in the comments so you can sign up for the 30-Day Never Again Challenge. It's a powerful challenge. It's a challenge that will help you say never again. I'll see you guys on the next Find Your Focus, Get It Together talk. You can always find me at CassandraVaughn.com. I'll see you later.